Hi there, and welcome to this week's edition of Top End Track Talk. I'm Andrew O'Toole, and today we'll be previewing this coming Friday's meeting here from Fanny Bay, which will be the 10th of February. This is the first Friday meeting in the Top End this year, and all told there will be 5 Friday fixtures during the months of February, March and April, while Alice Springs has the majority of Saturdays in the lead up to the Alice Springs Cup Carnival. The fields are very similar in size to last Saturday, with 36 acceptors in 5 races and 9 jockeys in attendance, including the returning Janis Luxman, back from holidays, and Philip Kreitsch, who has 3 decent rides on the day. The first race gets underway at the mid-afternoon time of 3:02 p.m, while the last is scheduled to jump at 5:20 p.m. The forecast is for some significant rain on Friday, so let's hope the forecasters have got it wrong again. In the first, the Silks Chinese New Year Banquet is on the 10th of February. Handicap, which is over 1,300 metres for the 0 to 58 gallopers. My numbers are 6, 3 and 1. Going here with number 6, Rojo Boom, trained by Mark Nyan, and Sonia Wiseman goes back on. I think that's a crucial riding engagement. Not to say that Wayne Davis didn't do a good job last time, because he did. The horse ran third. That was over 1,600 metres on Australia Day behind a Malibu Edition. Did its best work late, was finishing off strongly, but I don't think the drop back to the 1,300 metres will really worry Rojo Boom. Doesn't win out a turn. He's only had the 1 win from 17 starts, but racing well, and I didn't see this as a strong field. So I went for him, number 6. To beat number 3, and that is Nakondi, a last start winner trained by Phil Cole. Wayne Davis takes the mount this week. Emma Lyons won on the horse when it last raced. That was on Australia Day. Racing well, up and trip here from the 1,200 to the 1,300 metres. Probably won't worry it. Got it in to run second. And then for third, number 1, Captain Hedderwick from the stable of Gary Clark. Jared Todd aboard. Dropping in grade, this horse. He's second up here. His first up run was behind Nakondi, only beaten 2.8 lengths. So look to him over the 1,300 metres to be very hard to beat as well. Numbers in the first, 6, 3 and 1. The second's the Tarrantee off the track at Class 2 handicap. It's for the Class 2 3 and 4-year-olds. There's no 3-year-olds actually in the race, so it's basically a Class 2 4-year-old race. 5 to go around here, and my numbers are 4, 1 and 2. Even though only the 5 in this, it's a really good little field and with a number of chances. But I settled on number 4, Kirakat from the stable of Jason Manning. Vanessa Arnott aboard. 2 starts back, should have won the start prior to that as well, first up in the territory. And then last time out on New Year's Eve, finished 4th, didn't get all favours that day behind Noble War, only beaten 1.7 lengths, so wasn't far away. Has had a little bit of a break since that run, and I think can bounce back to winning form here, number 4. Ahead of number 1, Bartolini. He was an eye-catcher when first produced after a spell here on Australia Day. Finished third behind From the Never Never. That was in 64 grade, so he's really dropping back in class, Bartolini. Trained by Phil Cole. Wayne Davis aboard. He's second up. He should be improved for that first up run. He'll be very hard to beat, as will number 2, Archie James, my third selection. Last start winner for Chris Nash, and Sonia Wiseman stays with the horse. When he won last time out, he beat Lucky Dog. Lucky Dog has since come out and run second in the wet season final. So that's a pretty good form line around Archie James, I believe. Numbers in the second, 4, 1 and 2. The third is the 6T, a mobility service provider handicap. Over the 1,200 metres for the 0 to 70 gallopers. Another good little lineup here. 8 runners to go round. Numbers 3, 5 and 1. He was very good winning the other day From the Never Never in his first start for over 13 months. Great piece of training from Tommy Logan. Sonia Wiseman was aboard. She is again. Second up here, should be improved, you would think. That was 1,000 metres. The 1,200 this time, shouldn't worry, From the Never Never. And in what's a competitive lineup, I've got him on top. To beat number 5, Zoomist. This was the horse that won the wet season final when ridden by Jared Todd. Toddy not aboard this time. He's plumped for Global Wonder. He's obviously attached to the stable of Gary Clark, so he's on Global Wonder. Philip Kreitsch travels from Alice Springs to take the mount here for Angie Forster, and judged on her last start win, Zoomist only has to reproduce that to be hard to beat again. That was a 0 to 70 over 1,200. So is this. So in the same sort of form, must be right in the finish. And then for third, number 1, First Crusade. Chloe Baxter trains, Casey Hunter rides. A little bit disappointing last time out, but did suffer a mid-race check, and after that just failed to pick up the bit and finish 5th behind Kudgery, beaten 6 lengths. I'd certainly allow First Crusade another chance. He's a good deal better than that. Numbers in the third, 3, 5 and 1. We go to the 4th, the highest grade race of the day, the 0 to 76. It's the Ladbrokes Summer Sprint Series Heat 5 handicap. This is over the 1100 metres. Numbers here 2, 5 and 4. Poopy on top here. Sonia Wiseman aboard for Tom Logan. Last start win. She's a pretty smart mare. This has won the 7 from 28. Beat Sharatera last time out in a benchmark 70. That was over 1100. This over 1100. She only has to repeat that and she'll be very hard to beat again. In for second, number 5, Our Magnificence, Emma Lyons, claiming 1.5 kilos here to take the horse's weight down to 54 kilograms. That's Emma's minimum riding weight. Third, last time out behind Cudgery was a good effort and knocking on the door to win another race. And in for third, number 4, Mini Boom. Fresh up, has not raced since the 1st of August and has trialled though, and trialled nicely just recently. Wayne Davis retains his association with this little mare who's really capable, and Phil Cole trains. Numbers in the 4th, 2, 5 and 4. And the last, the Ladbroke together with Mates Mode Handicap. This is the mile over the mile, 1600 metres, 0 to 64 gallopers. And my numbers here, 2, 1 and 4. Beach Haven stepping out to the trip for the first time. His last start was in the wet season final behind Zoomist. Finished 7th on that occasion, but best to forget the run. He got back on the inside, got a bit of dirt kicked in his face for the first time, didn't really like it, and I think from the barrier draw of 8, I think that's a good barrier for him. He'll be out of the dirt. Jade Hampson rides, claims the 3 kilos. He carried 58.5 last time. We'll go around this time with 56.5. And I look to Beach Haven to bounce back. Of course, it won his 2 previous starts. In for second, number 1, Jet Jackson from the stable of Mark 9. Sonia Wiseman aboard. Racing well, good third here on Australia Day behind Mr. Cashman in an average benchmark. So this is a good deal easier. Going up in trip 2 will help Jet Jackson. So I've got him right in the mix. And in for third, number 4, Meadows Young Buck for Emma Lyons and Phil Cole. Racing consistently, last 3 runs have produced a 2nd and 2/3. And the 1600 metres should not worry this horse. Numbers in the last, 2, 1 and 4. Best bet of the day is in race 4, number 2, Poopy. Race 4, number 2, Poopy for Tom Logan and Sonia Wiseman. Well, the best roughie, and I don't think she'll really be that rough. She'll be probably in the market or around the market anyway. Race 3, number 4, Noble War. Her last start was in the wet season final. She finished 5th, but I'd certainly allow her another chance with Noble War, and you might get $5 or $6 if you're lucky. Well, that wraps up this edition of Top End Track Talk, and there won't be a Top End Track Talk next week as I'll be away at the Asian Racing Conference in Melbourne. But we'll be back again in advance of the following meeting here in the Top End. That will be Saturday the 4th of March. And on that day, we'll have the visiting apprentices from around Australia for the first 2 legs in the National Apprentice Race Series. So really looking forward to that day. 5 visiting riders from other jurisdictions, plus our own young riders going around. So that should be a day not to be missed. Until then, good luck and good punting.